Hi everybody, this screen capture video is about Unit 9, the last unit in the course. So I'm going to go there. And I just wanted you to know that although there's a lot of directions in writing in Unit 9, there's really only 3 things that are going on as far as handing things into me. So there's a self-check, there's your nutrition education project presentation, and then finally your final exam, which is an e-portfolio. So this is showing the calendar. You should have your project all implemented by the end of November, and then you can start reading chapters 11, 12, and 13 at the beginning of the unit. And we're going to be looking at Wednesday or Thursday for WIMBA presentations, and then either Sunday or Monday, maybe Tuesday. Pick one of those 3 days for the WIMBA presentations. And then finally your e-portfolio will be due no later than the day before the last day of final exams. You can hand it in any time, but I'd like to have them by then so I can get feedback back to you. Now the reading this time, you can see, is very simple. It's just reading chapters 11, 12, and 13 so that you're ready to do the Unit 9 self-check. Now this is only 10 points out of 1,000 points in the course. So if you're too busy, you've got too much going on, and you do not have time to read chapter 11, 12, and 13 and take the self-check, that's probably not going to have a big impact on your grade. So I'm not going to say that you absolutely have to do it, it's just encouraged. For your presentation, I've been asking you if you want to either do a WIMBA presentation, or you could do a GEM, which is a great educational material from the that's similar to what's in the Journal of Nutrition, Education, and Behavior, or you can prepare a report, and the directions for that are on pages 124 to 126 in your textbook. So if you haven't told me, please let me know which method you like to use. And there's the grading rubric here for your presentation. It's quite long, and some of it really is more geared towards doing a live PowerPoint presentation, but I'll be able to take care of that as I'm grading. So that's the rubric for my expectation. And then for handing in your presentation, you're going to be doing 2 things. You're going to be handing in your presentation in a discussion area, and you're also going to be handing in your presentation in a Dropbox. So be sure to read the directions here. This discussion will let you get the points here for your feedback. So you're going to post your project, either your GEM or your report or your PowerPoint slides, in a discussion area and give feedback to people and talk to one another about your projects. And you're also going to be posting your project in this Dropbox, because that's where the rubric is where I'll be giving you your grade. So post in both places, basically, is what I'm saying. And then finally, I'd like to talk to you about your final exam, which is a reflective e-portfolio. I'm going to go down here to the outcome competencies first. So there are several outcome competencies for the Master of Public Health and Nutrition program, and 6 of them relate to our course, so they're all listed here. So you're going to be looking at these competencies and then displaying to me and others how you've partially at least met that competency through what you've done in this course. Let me go back. So we go back to the e-portfolio directions. So the directions are here. Your e-portfolio should have a table of contents, a little introduction, and then each of the 6 competencies, and under each of the competencies, there'll be 4 questions that you'll answer after you display your work. So you'll let us know how your sample relates to the competency, what are the strengths and weaknesses of the sample, what did you learn on your reflection, and what do you need to do in the future. So you'll have 6 competencies and 4 questions each, so that will add up so that you have a total of 24 questions that you'll answer, And finally, you'll write a brief conclusion. And then to demonstrate all of this, you're going to be doing your ePortfolio in this ePortfolio folder area. So that's down here, just way underneath here. There's the folder. I'm going to go back there in a second. And I have some suggestions for how you could actually display your ePortfolio. You can do it in Blackboard here. I can set up a blog or a wiki space for you to do your ePortfolio inside of Blackboard Learn. Or I've given some suggestions of free ePortfolio tools that you can use. So they're all listed here. So go ahead and decide, which way you want to do that, and then you can let me know and I'll help you set that up in the folder. And I already showed you the outcome competencies. And here's the rubric, so you can look at that to see what the expectations are. So let me just show you some examples of how you could do the ePortfolio here inside of Blackboard. So here's a sample ePortfolio using a blog. There's one using a wiki, and then I'm going to start making a list below here with everybody's name on it. And either it will be a blog in Blackboard, a wiki in Blackboard, or a web link to your ePortfolio that you've made somewhere up on the web. So just to show you what a blog style ePortfolio would look like, you go to the one that I made. So you'll have to go over there and when you're logged in yourself and click on my name to get to this sample one. So you'd have a blog entry with an introduction, then you'd make a new blog entry that would be competency 1. You could have the competency written there, and then you'd put a sample. It could be a PowerPoint, it could be one of your discussion posts, it could be one of your case studies, whatever you want to put in there that shows that you've met this competency, and then each question, and you would write your response in there. So you just, as you're making your blog post, add that. I did show for competency 2 here in the blog that you could upload a YouTube video, so I have some directions there. So if you end up making some type of video that relates to your project, perhaps you could upload that to YouTube, and then you use a link in the editing tools that helps you upload your YouTube video, so I can help you with that. But again, you have your sample and you have your 4 questions that you would have answered. Sharing PowerPoint presentations can be done on a tool called SlideShare. So I just have an example of a SlideShare video, and you really upload the YouTube videos and the SlideShare PowerPoints the same way here in Blackboard. And again, I've just listed here all the different tools that you can use to make an ePortfolio. So this just goes over what I have in the directions, so you can look at that from here. So this just shows you how you make links, and you'd have, I only have 4 competencies here. You'll have 6 of them, and then your conclusions. So that's what an ePortfolio blog would look like. Go back, and then you could also do pretty much the same thing using the wiki. So I'll set up a wiki for you. You can do your introduction and make a table of contents, and then make pages for each of the competencies. So I'm going to click to go to competency 1. So this is just the same as what I just showed you before in the blog, but it's just in a wiki format. So instead of in a long list, you can click through. So all these pages you can go ahead and look at. So I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to tell you about this. And please ask me questions if you have them. And just remember that you really pretty much only have to do your presentation and do your ePortfolio and do this Unit 9 self-check if you choose to. I'm really looking forward to your presentations. I know people have done really wonderful things, so I'm extremely excited to hear how that all turned out. And of course, I'm looking forward to looking at your e-portfolios as well. Thanks, and if you're in the US, have a great Thanksgiving.